Imagine being tricked or deceived by your favorite YouTuber. You may have trusted them and looked up to them, but they misled you in some way. Maybe they promoted a product that turned out to be a scam, or they promised a giveaway that never actually happened. It can be really disappointing and even hurtful to realize that someone you admired has taken advantage of you. Kayla Massa, who goes by the name K Goldie on social media, was caught stealing over $1 million from people who followed her online and from local businesses. She tricked around 45 people, including some who were underage, and some businesses into giving her more than $1.5 million. Kayla's bag of tricks involved posting pictures of money orders and cash on Instagram, along with messages like, "If you want to make legal money, hit me up." She then convinced people to give her their bank details, promising that they wouldn't lose any money. After that, she would deposit fake checks into their accounts. As part of her scheme, she encouraged individuals to empty their bank accounts and provide their debit cards and PIN numbers. Once she obtained this information, she would then deposit fraudulent checks using the names of real businesses into her victims' accounts. This left her victims with overdrawn accounts and no money left in their bank accounts. In addition to losing their hard-earned money, Kayla's victims were also forced to pay back the businesses whose names were used on the fake checks. Kayla's scam not only affected her victims financially, but it also caused significant stress and hardship for those who fell for her tricks. Many of them had to work hard to repay the money they lost. On top of that, some of them had their debit cards canceled. The situation was especially challenging for those who were under 18, as they were less likely to have financial resources or experience in dealing with such scams. They were left with no money and faced the awful task of repaying the business whose names were on the fraudulent checks. The experience was a harsh reminder that one must always be cautious and watchful when it comes to engaging in financial transactions online. Thankfully, Kayla was caught and charged with the crime. The police found out about her scheme when they discovered that blank money orders had been stolen from a New Jersey office. Kayla and her accomplices' foolishness and lack of discretion became their ruin. Instead of laying low and keeping a low profile, they bragged on social media about the expensive things they bought with stolen money, such as luxury cars and designer clothes. This careless behavior caught the attention of the authorities, who were able to trace their online activity and use it as evidence against them. Bragging on social media about illegal activities, especially ones that involve financial crimes, is never a good idea. It not only provides law enforcement with a way to track the perpetrators, but it can also attract unwanted attention from others. Therefore, it's important to use good judgment and think twice before sharing information on social media, especially when it involves illegal or questionable activities. In this case, Kayla and her accomplices' braggadocious behavior ultimately contributed to their downfall, leading to their arrest and charges of bank and wire fraud. It serves a reminder that committing crimes and flaunting the fruits of those crimes on social media is never a wise decision. Kayla's scam caused financial losses as well as emotional distress for her victims. It's important to take necessary steps in verifying the legitimacy of any offer or individual before sharing personal information. This case shows that we should be careful and not trust people who make promises that sound too good to be true. Here are some tips to avoid being scammed. Always make sure an offer or person is real before you engage with them. Don't give personal information or bank details to strangers online. Don't be tempted by promises of easy money or quick schemes. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is. It's important to be cautious and not to trust people too easily on social media. Scammers will do anything to get what they want, and they often target people who are vulnerable by being aware of the risks and taking precautions. By being aware of the risks and taking precautions, we can protect ourselves from being scammed and losing money.